Today, on Guess What I Found Out, we're going to discover some facts about underwater brine pools. The literal lakes at the bottom of the ocean that can kill almost anything that falls in, host alien-style life without sunlight, and might explain how life began and where to look for it off-world. Bold enough for you, Curious George? Great, grab your floaties. They won't help. If your last vacation was the beach, but lethal, like the video, so the algorithm knows you're into dangerous puddles. Picture a 20-metre-wide murky shoreline under the Red Sea. In 2020, a submersible rolled up on what looked like a lake with its own glassy surface beneath the ocean. Not our first hint, either. Back in 1964, oceanographer Henry Charnock flagged bizarre, anomalous bottom water 2 kilometres down, obscenely salty stuff pooling in seafloor depressions. We call them brine pools, and they can stretch tens of kilometres, carving out lakes, rivers, even waterfalls that drop hundreds of metres like Poseidon's water park for villains. Brine pools stay put because their water is way saltier and denser than the ocean, so it sinks and settles. The knife-sharp boundary is kept by double diffusive convection. The brine below is warm and salty, while the layer above is cooler and less salty. Heat diffuses about 100 times faster than salt, so heat sneaks upward while salt mostly stays. Warmer water above rises off cooler water, sinks in, and the brine doesn't easily mix upward. Meanwhile, the pool is constantly losing a little brine to the sea and recharging from below. A weird, steady-state murder lagoon. If your boundaries were as firm as a brine interface, you'd never answer a 2 a.m. you-up. Subscribe for healthier chemistry. Around the edges, fish, crabs, lobsters, eels, mummified along the so-called shoreline. Anything that dives in gets toxic shock, starts convulsing, and, well, just doesn't. Why? The pools are anoxic, meaning no oxygen, loaded with methane, and as sunless as your ex's soul. And yet, because the universe loves a plot twist, life thrives here. Think bright green tube worms, century-old mussels, shrimps, snails, squat lobsters, jelly-like crabs, and predators like octopus fish and cutthroat eels cruising the rim for stunned meals. The absolute icon, hagfish, apparently immune enough to dive into the brine and yoink dinner like it's a toxic fondue. How the party runs without sunlight, chemosynthesis. Specialized bacteria, like the ones chilling in mussel gills, convert methane bubbling from the earth into food. No photosynthesis, no sun, just rock-powered cuisine. Farm to table, but the farm is the mantle. Darwin's 1871 warm little pond had sunlight, lightning and, well, vibes. Then, in the late 1900s, those hydrothermal vent discoveries basically said, actually, who needs the sun? Life can run on chemical energy. Now, brine pools enter as serious contenders. Early Earth, some 3.5 to 4 billion years ago, likely had oceans that were low in oxygen, rich in methane, and very salty. Brine pools match those conditions terrifyingly well. Add in compartment-like boundaries and concentrated chemistry, and you've got yourself a proto-cell starter kit level of energy. If you, too, evolved from bougie ocean soup, follow along. We're all just ambulatory chemistry sets with Wi-Fi, aren't we? Brine-style habitats really do rewrite the search for life. If sunlight's optional, then Europa, that's Jupiter's moon, and Enceladus, Saturn's, both with salty subsurface oceans, suddenly become prime real estate. We once side-eyed them for being dark and icy, but chemosynthesis just says, hold my hydrothermal plume. NASA's Europa Clipper will be snooping around in the 2030s. And you better believe briny, methane-rich niches are on everyone's bingo card. Bold claim reminder. Underwater brine pools are deadly lakes that still host thriving, sun-free ecosystems. They mirror early Earth. and their roadmaps for finding life off-world. Today, we proved it by first showing how the lakes exist. Think density and double diffusive convection second, showing who survives there. Chemosynthetic food webs, and of course, the hagfish chaos gremlin third, showing why they matter. As origin of life analogues, and as the Europa and Enceladus playbook. Got other wild brine facts? Or maybe your favorite deep-sea oddity? Drop it in the comments. I'll pin the one that makes everyone say, "We live on what planet?"